Well, hello everyone. It's Karen McDermott Rolfe, independent advisor with Creative Memories, and I am back with my monthly technique, layout, and challenge. I'm going to share a scrapbooking technique with you and then challenge all of you to use the technique to create your own layout. Take a photo of your version of this layout and share it with me in Facebook at Karen's Croppers. When you're in Karen's Croppers, go to the album section and click on album number 55. It will be called Technique Tuesday number 55, and that is where you'll add your photo. That also means that there are 55 different technique albums in Karen's Croppers. So what a great wealth of ideas and inspiration there for you in Karen's Croppers. You can also find more of my layouts at karencrops.com on my blog. And I so appreciate any of your purchases through my Creative Memories website link at creativememories.com/user/Karen, and it's Karen with the Y. And I offer a generous customer rewards program. I'll also share this ordering link in the comments below the video. And if you love my videos and my YouTube channel, I'd ask if you would please subscribe to it for me. I'd really appreciate that. So just look for the subscribe button, and you might also click the little bell icon to receive a notification every time I add a new video to YouTube. All right, so let's take a look here at the layout and the technique that I'm going to share this month. So for the month of February, I'm thinking love and hearts. I love to make giant heart layouts. If you go to my blog at karencrops.com and do a search there for love layouts and hearts, you will find several different layouts that feature a large heart in the center. And we've made many different kinds of hearts together over the years, so take a look at those. But this one is a little different. We haven't made this one yet. This is just really simple, made with some larger squares. Some of the squares are cut on the diagonal to make triangles. And then I jazzed it up a little bit by adding these cute little words and little dots all the way around the heart to kind of fill out the space a little bit more and fill up the page. For this layout, I used the new Sweet On You collection from Creative Memories. This collection is a mini collection. It includes paper, a pack of stickers, and then also this lovely XL frame embellishment. If you look close here at this frame, you'll see that all of these little embellishments are adhered right to the frame. So all the work is done for you. It's a layered frame, so you've got the pink and the brown, and then you've got the cute little banners, the strawberries, the hearts, the little donut, the little title and tags, cookies, all adhered right onto the frame. So it's a really great embellishment for a layout, and you really don't need to do much else with your layout than use the frame. And then I just added my photo behind the frame. All right, so let's take a look at how we're going to make this giant heart. For my demo layout today, I'm going to be using materials from the This Life collection. This collection also came out in January from Creative Memories, and it's a really great collection, you guys. It features primary colors, which we all love and are so versatile, and we just kind of always need these colors, I believe, in our scrapbooking supplies. So you can see here they've got the primary colors. This is the tone-on-tone paper pack. So this pack of paper only has a slight pattern on the pieces. And then there's also a designer pack of paper that has more design on them, such as kind of some starbursts, some hearts, some stripes, some other larger patterns in that other paper pack. And then it's a full collection with stickers, embellishments, letter stickers, variety mats, and everything. So check that out. Also, I should mention, Creative Memories has promised us that this Life collection will stay in our product line for the entire year of 2024. So as you use up some of the collection and some of the pieces throughout the year, you'll be able to purchase more of them. And then, maybe I should mention too, before we get going, Creative Memories has started something new in 2024 that every month they're releasing a page kit. And it's a simple page kit, they call it, and it coordinates with the This Life collection. and I am starting a kit club where you can register, sign up with me, you prepay for the kits, and then I mail them out at the end of every quarter. So for the first quarter, we'll include January, February, and March, and there'll be 3-page kits. Once I have those 3-page kits in my hand, I will mail them to everyone in my kit club. And then everyone in my kit club will meet on Zoom there at the end of that quarter to assemble the kits. And then I'm also going to show how you can incorporate some of Creative Memories border punches, border maker cartridges into those kits, those page kits, to kind of jazz up your layouts a little bit. But the kits are very attractive. They're lovely how they are. The kit contains everything you need: the paper, the stickers, the instructions. All you're really going to need is a trimmer and a tape runner. So these kits are great for beginners, brand new scrapbookers. If you've been looking at scrapbooking and looking at some of the videos and really would like to get started, but maybe you're a little overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, you don't have a lot of tools, this is a perfect way to get started, because these kits are only going to require the trimmer and an adhesive to get going, and no special skills or anything. It's really easy with the instructions, and it'll be fun to meet on Zoom, and we'll get to interact with each other and make those layouts. So if you'd like more information about my kit, you can sign up for the kit club quarterly or annually if you just know you're going to love it. I also have an option to add on a quarterly card kit. Again, these card kits are really great. If you haven't seen a card kit from Creative Memories, this is a great way to do it. All the pieces, again, it's to make a layered card. The pieces are all provided. They're all numbered and lettered, so you know which pieces go on which card, in what order to adhere the pieces, and they really just make a beautiful layered card. So that is an option that you can add to the Page Kit Club, okay? So if you'd like more information about my Kit Club, please go to my blog at karenkrops.com, scroll on down, and you can find information about how you could register and more info about the Kit Club. All right, so let's get started here with the layout for today. Again, I'm going to use a solid 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock as my background. And then just to refresh your memory, we're going to be cutting some squares here that are going to make up the large heart. So I've gone ahead and I've cut these squares to get a head start. So the squares are 2.5 by 2.5. That's 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. You're going to need, well, let's see how many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. You're going to need 10 squares that are 2.5 by 2.5. And you'll take 4 of those squares and you're going to cut them in half on the diagonal. So just pretending that this was a solid piece of paper, you're just going to turn that square on its side and cut it from point to point to make 2 triangles, okay? And you'll do that with 4 of the squares, okay? Now you can see here I have my 13 by 13 cutting mat behind my background page. This is a help to me because we're going to measure and center, so we know where to adhere the heart pieces, so our heart ends up being centered and straight on our layout. I'm also going to use the 0 centering ruler from Creative Memories, but you can use any ruler will work for this. So we're going to place the ruler at 3.5 inches down from the top. Okay, so from the top, and again with this 13 by 13 inch cutting mat, I can really easily determine where that is. We've got the ruler here on the right side at 3.5. The ruler on the left side measures from bottom to top. So on this side, I'm looking at 9.5. So 9.5 to 3.5, and my ruler is there. So it's nice and straight. And now I'm going to look at the halfway mark to start adhering in the center of the layout, and then we'll work our way out. So the center is at 6 inches. Now that's really nice. The 0 centering ruler here has the 0, so we know that's right at the center. If you're using a traditional, just a regular ruler, you'll look at the 6-inch mark to start. Okay, and now you're going to start with 4 triangle pieces. So I'm going to take the 2 that are going to go in the center, And I'm going to arrange it, this triangle this way. And that little point there on the bottom right is right there at the 0 mark, so it's right in the center. Okay. Whoops. Nope, I did that right. So I'm going to work from the center out. So my next piece is going to go alongside of that. I've already, as I pre-cut these pieces, I kind of laid them out and figured out where they're going to go in my heart. So that way all of my colors and patterns are distributed. And you'll see that here after I start working my way across in the completing the heart. So the next color I'm going to use is blue. Now this piece is going to go like this. And again, that point there on the bottom left is going to match up with the center there of the ruler and with the yellow piece. Now I've already seen something that I want to change. Now you can go ahead and continue in this fashion and butting your pieces up next to each other. That's what I did for my Sweet on You layout. See how my pieces are all butted next to each other with no space? Well, I was going to do a little variation with this one and actually have a little bit of space in between the pieces. Just to get, it gives it a little bit of a different look. So I'm just using my multi-purpose tool. This is another great tool from Creative Memories. It helps me to get right under the paper to lift it up without bending the paper, tearing the paper. And now I've scooched my piece over, so I've left a little space between it. Do you see? I'm gonna like that a lot. Also, I'm using our repositional tape runner from Creative Memories. This repositional tape comes out in clear little dots. So it's great to use with intricate pieces such as borders punched with our border maker system, or border punches when you have an intricate pattern and it's hard to get adhesive on them. These clear little dots are perfect for that. But just as the name implies, it's repositional. So you could see how easily I was able to pull the piece up and reposition it, right? I moved it over and repositioned it. So this adhesive is super great. Now don't be afraid about using this repositional tape. Although we don't call it permanent adhesive, in all reality it is, because over time it's going to get more tacky instead of less tacky. So you don't have to worry about your layouts, your photos, or anything falling off of your pages over time with this repositional tape, because it's just going to get more sticky as time goes by. And now I'm placing some square pieces. And I'm lining them up with the pieces that we started with, so I don't need my ruler anymore. And I've just come down, I'm leaving a little bit of space in between all these pieces here. I'm trying to adhere them so they're straight. It's a small piece space in between, maybe 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch in between these pieces, what I'm leaving. And I see this isn't going to line up really well because I need to leave a little space between those two center ones, right? I butted up those points, but they needed to be spaced out a little bit. So let me come over. Again, you're seeing the use of this multi-purpose tool, how easy it was to just get right under there, pull it up and move it, again using, because of that repositional tape. There we go. And then I'm going to bring this piece back. Oops. I'm just putting tape really on the edges, the corner points of these pieces. Since this repositional adhesive comes out in the clear little dots, sometimes it'll overhang your piece or there'll be some excess coming out. And when that happens, you just simply rub it. It forms up into a little ball. So if any is hanging over my pieces, I just rub it out and rub it away. So again, you can kind of see now, since I have several pieces already adhered, how I've distributed the color and the patterns. Really, I only have the one dominant pattern, so that is this floral piece with these fun flowers, is from the This Life designer paper pack, and then these kind of tonal pieces are from the This Life Tone on Tone paper pack. And I'm not sure if you can see on video, but they do have a slight pattern. The yellow paper has a yellow on yellow dots. The blue paper has little blue stars, and the red paper has little red hearts on the red background. So in person, you know, it's really quite lovely, and the little prints work really cute with the larger print. So we're here at the bottom, and we just put 2 of these triangle pieces going in this direction. Whoops, now I can see when I do this with my red triangle, since it is directional and has little hearts, my hearts are going to be going sideways. So I think I'm going to cut another red square. And I'm going to cut this in a diagonal direction so that my hearts are going upright as they are in this triangle piece. Okay, so I just need a 2x2 piece. So it's 2.5 inches by 2.5. And now I'm going to stop and think here. So I want my piece, it's got to look like this, but the hearts have to be in the upright position, okay? So for this piece, okay, I have it going upright. The hearts are in the upright position, and I'm going to tilt it to the left and cut from diagonal to diagonal. When I cut my first square, I tilted it to the right and cut diagonal. This time I'm going to tilt it to that left. I'm going to put the point there of the square, the corner, on the dash cutting line on the trimmer, and then the opposite corner there is also on the dash cutting line of the trimmer to make my triangles. Now let's just check and see. Yes. So now my hearts are going upright for that bottom piece. Looks like my spacing got a little bit inconsistent here. So I'm going to again use the multi-purpose tool and just scooch this blue piece over a smidge. It just needs a smidge. And then it's all lined up better. So now I have these nice grids. The spacing between the pieces is really showing through nicely to create this nice grid pattern. Really love that. Take a look at the first layout, how I butted the pieces up together. It looks equally nice. It's just a little different, right? I like this. So now what we're going to do to kind of fill in some of the space around the heart and to add a more decorative feature to it, I'm going to use the Love Letters punch, again, from Creative Memories. This punch is, well, as of the recording of this video, it's in the last chance section of our website, so it's something you might want to purchase sooner than later. And when you punch it, you're going to get, it's going to give you 2 different kind of pieces, 2 different ways to use it. It's going to punch out a little piece like this, which is going to be great for layouts, creating borders. And then you're going to get the little letters and the hearts are also punched out so that you could use those on a layout. So I love that this punch can be used in two different ways. It can be used like this or in the individual little pieces. So for this layout, I'm going to use the little individual pieces, and I'm going to save these for another layout. So I've gone ahead and I've punched several of the love letters out of the red tonal paper here from This Life collection, and I've also punched some from a solid black cardstock. And now we're going to adhere the little letters all around the layout, okay? Now here is going to be an easy tip for you guys. This is a great technique, a great tip for adhering the little letters, because you're thinking, oh goodness, those letters are really small. How am I going to get adhesive on the back of them? You know, I would definitely, you know, the precision point glue pen would definitely be an option. I think would be easier than using the tape runner just to put tape on each letter. But this technique I'm going to show you is even better. So these letters have a height of about 1/2 inch, and the width here of the repositional tape runner is also 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do is just run a line of the repositional tape runner right around the perimeter of my heart. So I would do that on all the sides of it. So for right now, I'm just going to work on this edge. And now I'm going to place the letters, and I do not have to put any adhesive on them individually. And I'm going to use another great tool I wanted to show you. This is our lifter stick. This was a promotional item last year, and this year Creative Memories has brought it to our product line. You'll find it in the tools section. I believe it's under just the general tools section, and it's called Lifter Stick. And when you open the lid, it just has a sticky little point. It's not wet. There's no liquid there, but it is just kind of a sticky little plastic piece that's going to help you to pick up these letters really easily. So it's going to be much easier to pick them up with the lifter stick than your fingers. I mean, you can lift them with your fingers definitely, but this would just be a quicker way. So you can see there how I just kind of punched it right on the letters, and now I'm using it to place the letters where I want them. And I'm placing them right there on that strip of the repositional tape that I ran. So isn't this is going to be such an easy way to adhere all these little letters all the way around the hearts. So just see that, how that lifter stick works? So fun. And now I'm going to alternate. I think I'll work backwards. So I'm going to do red, black, red, but I'm going to start here at the back and work backwards. So I got the E, now I need a V. Need the heart. Whoops, and that time it kind of got loose on me. So I'm just going to kind of position it more where I like it. I need an L. Creative Memory says that if your lifter stick kind of gets gunked up with things, not working so well, just to run it under some tap water and to kind of rub it and to clean it off and to rejuvenate it. So this lifter stick works really well with just any little small pieces you need to pick up and position. So that's pretty good with my spacing. And now since I ran that whole strip of the repositional tape there, I need to rub out what I'm not going to use. So obviously there's some tape right here in between the letters, and then there's some excess all around the letters. So I'm just rubbing that to create those little, see how it kind of balls up on me? And if you haven't used this before, you want to just, swipe it off your table or right into a garbage can. You want to get it off of your scrapbooking surface though, because you don't want to leave these little pieces around where they can get stuck on photographs or, maybe on some paper you didn't want it to, and next thing you know, you have all kinds of things sticking to each other. You also want to try to keep it off of your mat too. So I'm just looking here around each letter. There's a little bit of that repositional tape overhanging. And now that I have it cleaned up, you can see how cute that's going to look. So I'm going to pause the video right now while I continue to work my way all around the heart with my love letters. And then I'll be back to finish the layout. Alrighty, I am back. I've completed going all the way around my heart and adhering the love letters. So again, I just used the repositional tape runner. I ran some strips of the repo tape around the heart. I used my lifter stick to lift up the pieces, the letters that I had already punched using the love letters punch. And then with the lifter stick, I was able to place all of the letters all the way around. And then I went through and I rubbed out all of the extra tape runner repositional tape that was overhanging the letters and in between the words. And so now it's all cleaned up. And I'm just loving the graphic nature of this. I really love the spacing between the pieces. I think if I were to make this layout again, I would definitely do the spacing between. And I really love the love, love, love going all the way around. Now, if you don't have the love letters punch, some alternatives could be to just punch a bunch of small little hearts and place them around your larger heart. So if you have some of our older Border Maker cartridges, we have heart patterns that if you punch out some borders, you're going to get some smaller heart shapes that you could use to place all the way around. I think that would look really super cute. Or we have the piece by piece mini trio punch set, and that has a small heart in that also. That's about this very close to the same size as the heart there in the love letters. So you could do that all the way around. You could add journaling all the way around your heart with your pen. That could be something else really cute to do. So I thought you guys are crafty and you're going to come up with some different ideas and different ways to adapt it. So that's why I'm going to be so excited to see all of your layouts that you share with me there in Karen's Croppers. And when you share your layouts with me in Karen's Croppers, you get an entry into my monthly door prize drawing. I think I neglected to say that at the beginning. But everyone who shares their layout gets entered into my random drawing for my monthly door prize. So now I have a photograph here. I've already pre-matted it. I cut the mat here with the black cardstock to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I used the scallop blade with our trimmer just to give it a little bit of interest, a little bit of added decoration. And then I have a thin mat here, a thin white cardstock mat around the photo. So my photo is double matted with the thin white mat and then the little bit larger black mat. And then I've taken some of the word titles from the word embellishments that coordinate with the This Life collection. And I've already adhered them here onto my photo mat. And I know that I'm going to place it right here. You might have been wondering why I don't have any letters in that space. Well, that's because I figured that would be where my photo is going to go, but it looks like I am going to need that that L. If I can find it, my black L. I might just have to punch another one. So let's see if I can get an L. Well, there we go. Now I have an L. So let me put a little tape right here in this spot. I'm probably going to need my multi-purpose tool here to pick up my mat a little bit. And then I'm going to slide that L underneath the mat, scooch it into position. There we go. I initially thought that L would be covered, but there we go. That works out pretty good. I might even, let me pull this up lightly. and just try to center it a little bit in between the two loves here at the bottom. So I have about an equal space. There we go. So see, I have an equal space between those words and my mat. And it's still a little bit off center, so I like that it's off center. And I've got the titles here adhered with foam squares. So those are popping up off. And then I was going to add a couple more little stickers. So this is another sticker here that I have a foam square behind. And I was thinking I would just put it there to make a little cluster of 3. And then I have an arrow sticker. I was thinking just to go right there onto the white background. Putting the arrow pointing left, so it's kind of pointing into the layout, you know, taking your eye back through the layout again instead of having it pointed to the right and taking your eye away from the layout. Okay, so I have my little cluster of 3, my single embellishment, and I really just like how that looks, and I'm going to stop there. So let me show you, I wanted to show you a few pieces of the This Life collection. So these are the This Life word embellishments. This pack of embellishments that coordinates with the This Life is just full of word titles. So how great is that? And then it has these little epoxy dots too. These are really nice because they're smooth, they're rounded, and they're not too tall, so they shouldn't damage any photographs when they're in your album since they're kind of flat and rounded and smooth. And then just having so many different word titles, and again, the fun colors, so great to have. And now the stickers that come with the This Life. It's a pack of 3 little icons, strips, 3 strips of icon stickers. And when you look at them closely, and you probably won't be able to see this on camera, but there's a little gray line in between different rows here of the stickers. So what the Creative Memories collection designers did was they were thinking of making it easier for us of how to create sticker clusters, because that is, I know as a page designer and the company too, that we often get this question from scrapbookers, you know, that I have trouble putting down stickers and embellishments. I have trouble creating attractive clusters. So by having these little rows indicated for us, the designers are telling us that these 3 stickers in this row will look nicely together layered. So you would have the sun piece layered with some clouds, and that could be a little cluster. This one with the coffee cup or teacup or in the little hearts and well, it's a tea bag, so it's a teacup. And the tea bag, those would all be clustered together to make a sticker cluster. Okay, and the same all the way across. And you can see that I've cut out some of these because I've made some layouts already using these. And lots of times when I'm designing my pages, I just like to cut the sticker part out so I could play with it to see where I want to place it on the layout. But again, let's take a look at the 2 layouts that I created. So I used the same technique, and I ended up with 2 layouts that look very different. But I think both of them are really lovely. So here on the left, my first layout was with the Sweet on You collection, the Sweet on You paper, and I used that XL frame that's all layered with all the embellishments on it. I had a little bit of journaling down here on the right. And then in addition to my love letters, I used little dots that I punched with the piece by piece mini trio punch here, and just put the little dots in between the letters just to give it a little bit more, fill it out a little bit more color. Now I decided not to do that with the layout on the right because I think it's just kind of stark and graphic. By adding that black cardstock, it really gives it a nice pop and it helps to fill it out. So I just kind of like the look of it without. So you can see with the little dots or without. But again, it's the same technique of making the large heart using your squares and your triangles. All right, everybody, I can't wait to see your versions of this layout, so make sure to share them with me on Facebook and Karen's Croppers. Look for album number 55. That will be where you enter your photograph of your layout for an entry into my monthly door prize drawing. And don't forget to check out my new quarterly kit club. And you can find information about that kit club on my blog at KarenKrops.com. And if you love any of these materials or tools that I use today for these layouts, please check out my Creative Memories website ordering link in the comments below this video. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for visiting with me. Thanks so much for watching. I so appreciate all of you.